Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, welcome to the show. Good morning for everyone who's up. So, I'm Jay from Majestic Oracle. Cheers. I have my water. Here we go. And we have Allie from Heart and Soul Connected, and we have Kelly from from Calihealer, and we have Kate, my co-host here from Dream Detective Kate, and we are just gonna have a conversation this morning on a nice Monday morning, and we're gonna talk about Allie and Callie, and well, Kelly and her journey, and how it started, and how you guys kind of connected with each other, and where you went from there, and where it's been, and how you've been doing, and just all of the great things that have transpired between you two.
Wonderful.
So,
Thank
Awesome.
you
welcome
for inviting
everybody.
us. Yes, thank you.
So I'm going to jump in and make sure that everybody understands the disclaimer for this conversation because we are not medical professionals, and I don't want anyone to be confused that we are trying to influence or help you decide what you should do for whatever it is that you are going through. So give me a quick second while I go through this really technical disclaimer. So this broadcast does not provide medical advice. The information, including but not limited to any conversation, any graphics, or any other materials in this video, are for informational purposes only. No material on the site or within this broadcast is intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition or treatment. And before undertaking a new healthcare regime, never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something that you have seen or heard in this broadcast. So, that being said, I would also like to just explain that we are sharing this information because there are a lot of us out there going through a journey that involves a dis-ease, that involves an uncomfortable situation with these vessels that we're using to maneuver our spiritual journey. And we felt that by sharing the journey and providing elements of hope, that you could also find that hope and know that it exists, that healing is possible. Okay, so um, thank you for being here. It looks like we have a ton of people already here. We don't normally go through everybody. We just want to say thank you that you are here. And at the end of our conversation, if you have questions, if you could put them in all caps, I would appreciate that. And I don't know if we'll have time for cards, but if we do, maybe we can pull a few. So,
Okay.
welcome everyone, and thank you for saying yes. Thank you for being here with us to have this conversation. So, with that, I would invite Allie to share with us what her experience was right up to the point of meeting Kelly.
Okay. So, hello, everybody. Ladies, thank you for having us on this morning. And thank you also for acknowledging Callie Healer, who is fabulous. As you know, I welcome new channels or people to my programs all the time. And so I'm always seeking people that might be of interest to the community. And I was in my chat, noticed this lady named Callie Healer, who I didn't know his name was Kelly, but I found out later. And I reached out to her and asked her if she would like to come on my channel and be introduced and, for what she did and so forth. So we went back and forth. And at the time, um, I'm thinking about lots and lots of different things in my mind and working through some ancestral stuff. I'm hoping to do some more work with ancestral healing. But Kelly doesn't know that. And I didn't know if I don't know if I even knew that at the time. So let's just be honest. So Kelly reached out to me and she said, I really like to offer you a healing before, so you can see what it's like, what I do, and so on and so forth. And I said, oh, that would be fabulous. So we set up a time and a date.
Mhm.
And she said, all you have to do is lay there. Which is really always what I love doing. And she did give me some things to work on, breathing techniques and so on, and asking for things to come in, and so the evening of the show her healing, that was before we did the show. Um, I laid down on the bed, and unfortunately, I fell asleep. So I fell asleep. So Kelly says, well, later on, when I tell her that, after she's tried to call me several times when it's over, she said that happens quite often, that a lot of people, will fall asleep because they're feeling. And so when I did wake up, she started to give me all the impressions that she got from
Wow.
the healing that I had. And I was completely blown away. And so I want to give you a few examples of what I was told. And I felt very energized when I was going through it, because I was sleeping. I can't tell you if I felt tingling or any of that stuff. But when I got up, I knew I had had a restful sleep, and it was maybe an hour. We're talking about maybe an hour. And I've heard that quite often when people go into regression, this happens to them. That when they're in a regression, if you fall asleep or once you're regressed and you wake up, it's like you've been sleeping for several hours. And so
Mm.
it's very refreshing. So we got on the phone and she started to talk to me, and she said, I have a lot of things to tell you. You might want to have a piece of paper. So I did. And the first thing that she told me was people that came through. Some
Oh.
of them I recognized their names, and some of them I did not recognize their names, and they were merely first names.
Mhm.
However, she did mention a man named Warren, a man named Don, and a woman named Alice. And then we laughed and laughed because Hubert Humphrey was also a person that came through.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
I know it was incredible. She gave me a lot of names, but my mother's name is Alice and my father's name is Don, and there's the Alice and Don.
Mhm.
And my great uncle Warren was a physician, and he actually had no children and left money to the family, and so it just makes sense that a physician would come through as well, because a
Mm.
physician would be there.
Right.
Um, she also saw Michael and Gabriel behind me, and big energy, and I thought, oh, how wonderful. I mean, you hope these entities are with you, these angels are with you, but um, not always. You don't know for sure, I guess is the best word. She gave me information about areas of my body that were either blocked or needed cords removed. And I'm going to let her talk about that when you get to talking to her, because she explains it much better than I could. But
Mhm.
there were lots of areas in my body where there were cords that she needed to remove. And some of them were in my stomach, which made sense since I've had bariatric surgery, um, in an ovary, which never was taken out when I had a hysterectomy. My
Oh my.
ovaries were left. Um, my chest, and that somebody betrayed me. And I was holding on to that, and maybe even more than one, because more than one person has. And other areas that are there. Some of the things she told me were also really funny, like Howdy Doody came through, and Gumby, and you guys know I love all that stuff from our youth, so that was really cool. She also gave me a suggestion about my potassium level, which I recognize she's not a doctor. But at the same time, I felt that she was probably right about that, because it's summertime and we lose our electrolytes really fast. She talked about my channel and how my channel is coming along, and a trip that might be coming up, my animals and pets, and I mean, really, just so many different things that it would take me hours to explain. And I don't want to take up all the time from everybody else's what they have to say. But all I can tell you is that one of the things my father told Kelly told me was, first thing he said was, I am very sorry, because I had no idea you could heal ancestral healing up and down the line, and that we're really proud of you that you are willing to take this on. She didn't know anything about what I was looking at the time. And my mother, who I would go to whenever I did something wrong, because she always made me feel compelled to, I would go to her and say, I have a guilty conscience. And then I'd tell her whatever it was I needed to tell her.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother came through, Kelly, and told me that I don't have to feel guilty anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just a lot of messages that were personal to me, personal to my past experience. And what I really loved about it was that it did feel like a salve and a healing for me, not only on the physical, but on the emotional and on the past and so on. And so it just it was amazing to me that she knew all of these things, was able to bring through all of these things, including healing and taking away some of the tighter cords that were stuck in me. And we just had the best time talking on the phone, and just really felt connected. And then afterwards, she came on my show to talk as well. Yeah, because she's great. I can't recommend her enough.
Oh, and you are too.
Thank you, dear.
So,
Yeah.
Allie, did you want to explain any of the physical type symptoms that you had that are no longer there for you? Have you noticed what has changed?
Yeah, some of my stomach issues are pretty much ongoing, and it creates also problems with an irritable bowel. And since the healing, I haven't had as much as I had prior, because it was at the point where I couldn't leave the house. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
And now I can leave the house. I mean, I don't venture out too far anyway, just because I don't feel comfortable out there. But I feel like I can. I feel like I can go out there. I feel somewhat of a lighter feeling in my chest area, and also in some of the other areas. There was a couple of them in my neck. There was a couple of them in my shoulder that she worked on, and my shoulders have become more. I carry a lot in my shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
and so and I realized that if you look at the Louise Hay book, which I'm sure everybody is familiar with, some of those things that she talks about, why we have the problems we have in our bodies,
Mm-hmm.
are really related to sort of metaphoric ideas, like I can't shoulder that burden, or I'm having trouble back there if it's on
Mm-hmm.
your back. And
Mm-hmm.
I felt like Kelly understood that, whether she understood it on a intellectual level or just a spiritual level.
Uh-huh.
She works the whole body. She works the whole body. It isn't just, I'm going to work on your left ankle or something. It's the whole body. And I really do believe that the whole body connection with the emotional and the spiritual, of course, is healed. When one part is healed, all are healed. That's the kind of the feeling that I felt. And I haven't been able to dance the jig yet, but then again, I never will.
Can I ask you, since you've had some of that release and everything, have you felt obviously lighter, but have you felt any of your spiritual lineage that you did have issues with? Have you felt that become lighter, or has anyone within your lineage come to you to kind of confirm that it's starting to release?
I haven't had anybody come, but in my dreams, and we work with dreams all the time. In my dreams, I am always visiting with my dad, and many people have pretty much agreed with me that he is one of my guides.
Mm-hmm.
My mother and I were the ones that needed more healing, I think. And part of it was because my mother wasn't aware of the things that she did, but she only did what she knew she could do. One of those things is my mother had, when I was before I was 8 years old, I'm trying to think, how old was I? It was like 1962, 1963. My mother had electroshock treatments.
Oh my.
And I was the only
Wow.
one that was
Wow.
home with her all day long.
Oh my gosh.
And they didn't have, of course, they
Wow.
didn't have the treatments at home, but she was in bed a lot.
Oh
She
my gosh.
she tried her best. I know she did. She tried. She was sort of martyrish. She wouldn't want anyone to know that she was having that done, and she also wouldn't want to affect me in any way. I know that about her. But at the same time, I believe there was an effect, and whether it was etheric, like in her etheric field, or what it was, I believe that it affected me and caused a lot of anxiety. And I have felt a little bit of a release from that. I really have. I'm working on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. So in the process, one of the things that I always find fascinating is if you discovered a pivotal moment in your own. I mean, you said that Callie contacted you. So
Mhm.
was this something that you were at a point where you're just at a pivotal point where you're changing how you feel about any of those things, or was it in your focus, or was it just sort of a general, okay, yeah, let's see what happens?
No, as a matter of fact, I have a very hard time receiving things. Um, and because of this, I know there's some blockages because of that. It's not that I don't feel I'm worthy, because we're all worthy,
Mhm.
but it's almost as though, and so for me to have someone say, I want to give you something, I want to offer this to you. um it's I'm used to giving and not receiving. And
Yeah.
so I felt this was pivotal in that regard. I have had people give me other things, of course,
Yes.
but I was ripe for it. I surely was ripe for it. And it really did thrill me. And I've had other people do this with Reiki and other things before and
Yes.
had very good experience with it. This was a step more. This is just a little, because of the impression she got as well when she was going through it. I had no idea that that would be part of what I was going to get. And it was like,
That's amazing. And we
yeah,
are just so grateful for the experience.
absolutely.
There is a connection element, a trusting element,
Hmm.
a believing element,
Yes.
Yeah.
a surrender, and a self-love. All of those things come into play when you're talking about lining up your body's energy to your spirit's needs,
Right.
right? To
Hmm.
being able to say, yeah, we're working together as a team, instead of the mind going, oh, I want that cookie, and spirit says, no,
I know.
you don't. Put that
Yeah,
marshmallow back.
I know.
You can only have marshmallows in your dream. You cannot have them on the plate.
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh.
it's such an important part of being human and spiritual, that they are meant to work together. And
Hmm.
even though spirit, they say, is out here and not in there, the
Hmm.
body is actually in the spirit
Right.
and being energized. The body's being energized by all that spirit
All these other
energy that's
things.
all the way around. And it's so exciting to hear about an experience where it is real, it becomes palpable,
Mhm.
that you
Mhm.
can I can hear in your words, I can see it on your face, that you are lighter, that you feel
Mhm.
brighter.
Mhm.
And it's so beautiful. It's just the most beautiful thing. And
Feels great. Feels
yeah,
honestly,
perfect
it does.
timing. But
It
that
is.
surrender piece, that
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this in a different way than you had done it before. Would you say that's your gift within the experience, was
Oh my God, there's so
understanding
many
that for
gifts.
you?
Yeah, there's just so many gifts. It's like, wowee.
Yeah.
Uh, Bringing somebody on my show to introduce is like nothing compared to what I got from her, really. And you know, but I can't measure what other people feel. And so, you know, she may feel differently about it. But for me, it was like, I don't know, it was like a crowning achievement to be able to feel that way, and also to move me along to do the work I was waiting to do. And I wasn't waiting to do it to procrastinate it. It was just that I had other things I had to do. But now it's at the top of the list because I think it makes a huge difference. I really, really do. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So, Callie, we're going to throw it to you, as they say on broadcast news.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw it to you and ask for from your perspective, that experience. If you would share with us the experience that you had in working with Allie and what inspired you to reach out to her to say, "Hey, let me help you here."
Yeah. Well, she had graciously invited me on her show, and I was so honored and excited to go on her show. And it was my angels and guides that just were like saying, you know, reach out to her and ask her if she would like a healing before the show. And so honestly, it was divine interaction
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, that prompted me. And then after I did, I thought, well, this all makes sense, because now she'll have a better understanding when I come on her show of what, you know, what I do. And when I say what I do, I don't even take credit for it, because it's not me. I'm just the vessel, and they're just my guides and angels are working through me. However, I don't remember, you
Many
know,
people.
It happens.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, I don't, and all the notes that she had. I mean, I have pages and pages and pages of notes by the time I call the client, with, you know, when I'm finished, and I hold on to them for either like 24 to 48 hours, and then I shred them in case they want to come back within, you know, a day or two and have questions. But yeah, I have no idea of what, you know, everybody experience is different. A lot of people fall asleep. Some people say that they can actually sometimes feel me cutting the cords. Sometimes they've had angelic experiences when I've worked on them. But a lot of people fall asleep, and when I call them when I'm done, they don't answer. They don't answer.
And I didn't.
That happens. That happens frequently. But I know you asked. With each client, I approximately, I probably work on them for about 4 hours, total, because I work. Mondays are my day of work, where usually today I'm working on the clients for this week and next week, channeling and getting messages. And then the day of the client's session, I take an hour and I go into channel, and that's where I get all the messages. And I literally feel in my body where the client's cords are. And it's almost, I would kind of describe it as almost like a pinching in my body. And so I know that's where a cord is. And then I literally feel like where blocked energy is. And when I'm going through the body, I'll get blocked at certain areas. Or if there's like some stagnant energy, toxic energy, I literally can feel that, like, in my body.
Like a sticky?
What's that?
Is it feel sticky?
Yeah.
Does it feel sticky, like
Sticky,
ugh,
sticky.
yeah, like gum, right?
Yeah.
On the bottom of your shoe. Sorry.
Yeah. And that's how, and so, you know, I give each client, direction as far as where the cords were in their body, but like the thicker cords, because the longer the cords in your body, the thicker it gets. And so that's where, I write down where I'm feeling them. But when I do the session, I literally start here and I go all the way through. So I'm just not cutting those cords. I cut and clear and cleanse the cords and the energy too.
Awesome.
Wow.
When you had where did you have your training? Can I ask you that? How did you learn all this?
I had no training.
Wow.
No training.
Natural.
Yeah, it was probably about 15 years ago. I saw a shaman, and she said, "Why aren't you doing healing?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." And that's when she told me. She said, "Your husband has a shoulder injury," and she said, "Why don't you heal it?" And I remember teasing her and saying, "Well, what if I don't want to?" She said,
Yes.
She said, just try. And so in the evening when we were in bed and he'd fall asleep, I would just send him healing to his shoulder. And it was probably about 2 weeks after I had been doing healing. I asked him one day, I just said, how's your shoulder doing? And he goes, wow. He goes, it doesn't hurt. And I go, really? And he goes, yeah. He goes, that's really weird. He goes, it always hurts. He said, he just got so familiar with the pain that he didn't even realize he didn't have any pain anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I told him, I said, well, I healed it. And then from there, I just, friends, family, and it was even people that I would just hear about that were on my radar. I would just start sending them healing. And then I started getting, feedback. And I had a cousin that had a tumor in her breast, and I worked with her. And I think that was kind of the pivotal point of this whole healing journey is she came to me. She was just coming to my house to stay for the weekend. And she called me on her way out to my house, and she said she had just been to the doctor, and the doctor had found a mass in her breast. And she was distraught. And I said, it's all okay. It's all okay. I said, we're going to take care of this. I said, it's fine. Just come out here. And so I set up an area in my house, and I worked with her, and usually like when I'm doing like healing, like for a special, like with the tumor or somebody's knee, when I see the green, I know, like a really dark green, I know then that area has been healed. And so for her, that night, I worked on it, and I only saw like a light green. So I knew she needed another session, but she needed to leave in the morning to go back to the Twin Cities to see her doctor, because she had to have ultrasounds and ultrasounds, and there was something else she needed to have. So her husband was going to meet her at the doctor the following day. So we got up early the next morning, and I worked on her again. And she left for the cities, and I told her to call me, after she'd seen the doctor. And anyway, yeah, she called me, and she said, Kelly, I don't know even what to tell you. She said, the doctor was just baffled. It was gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone. She said, there's nothing there. And I just went,
Wow.
thank you, Jesus. Cause it wasn't me. However, that was kind of the pivotal point of my healing career that,
Katie has experiences like that as well.
Yes.
Katie's
There's a lot
husband.
of them.
Yes.
There's a lot of them. Yeah,
you
for a
too.
long time. But so what I wanted to ask was, in seeing the green, where something's been healed before, okay, when you're seeing that color,
Mhm.
is it the kind of experience where you're matching vibration? You're matching your healthy vibration and knowing that what you're seeing isn't matching that, where you're talking about the twinge, you're talking about the gum on the shoe. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're in a state of health and of channeling, light, and of being of source. and understanding that where your body and your spirit are vibrating is in sync, right?
Mhm.
It's in sync. So when you line up with what you're reading with Allie's doing this, I'm teasing you, Allie. that is your roadmap to balancing it back up or bringing it back up to remind it of what needs to be perfected again. In other words, to heal something, there's a release on one end, and there's a filling in and making perfect again where that spot was, so that it doesn't return, so that you don't get those anchors or those, cords, or people have all kinds of names for them. They don't return because there's no space for them to return to. It's been filled back up to what it is meant to be holding, which of course is the higher vibration. It's the light. It's the love of the person. So if you're looking at that as a vibrational match, is that the kind of energy that you're sensing, it becoming cool again where it was hot? Or is it becoming green where it was white, or red, or whatever, where you see it in your mind's eye, what that color change is? Is there actually something that you can see that says, oh yeah, it's good now, moving on down?
I don't see, I don't see it in the body. I feel it, other than I see, I see the color green. And I think that was just the connection of my guides and angels letting me know that it's healed, it's done. And I always call in Archangel Raphael too. And so, I give a lot of credit to him too, because he's always with me when I do healings.
Wow. Can I ask you, Kelly, you do all these healings for people and all this great work. Who heals you? How do you heal from or disconnect from that energy and keep yourself well enough to continue to heal?
Well, and that's a great question, because just because I do this work doesn't, my life is not perfect by any means. I have trials and tribulations too, and crap that I go through. But grounding, water. I have another healer that I'll reach out to, every once in a while, and have her, cleanse my energy. But I do it myself. I'll do the sweep, and I'll do the sage. But grounding is really important. Water is really important for me. Um, and and just having quiet time, and just to be still, um, is really important, because I, yeah, because it really gets to be kind of hectic at times, when you are dealing with so many different energies. And so when I can quiet my mind and be still, um, like I take usually one day a week for myself, and that was yesterday. And I just, um, I don't really answer text messages. I just, you know,
Unplug.
I really literally recharge, reset, because Mondays are, kind of my heavy
day.
work day, as far as, the week goes, as far, I do the channeling and the messages. And like today I have a 3 o'clock. Um, and then it's just mainly getting the information for my clients for this week and the following week.
Mhm. Can
Wow.
you expand a little bit on the process that someone you're working with for the best results? We know the results were fantastic for Allie. We talked about how Allie was ready to accept and to receive. Can you talk a little bit about that from a spiritual point, um, where where the person has to have that intention and focus? An allowance. Can you talk a little bit about what that's like when someone doesn't have it, or when someone is totally game on, let's do this?
Yeah. Yeah. I really feel that, if you're ever considering healing and having healing done, it's best to be in a place of, how do I say it? Of you want to surrender, surrender to,
Receptive. Yeah.
yeah, to believe in a higher power, that to believe that there is healing, and even if you are skeptical and you don't believe, you will still get the healing. But what I find with people is, if they're more skeptical and they don't believe, or if they've taken on, this is what I have, whatever disease, illness that they have, if they've taken it on and they've owned it, and they are just digging their heels in and not ready to give that up, because it's almost become a part of them,
Mhm.
part of their identity.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
and I think they almost feel like if they give that up, they're going to lose a part of them, which doesn't really make any sense. But this is what I found with some people when they identify with their illness, is so a major part of it is surrendering and believing in a higher power, believing that anything in our body can be healed. And believing or not, I mean, like I said, if they don't necessarily, if they're kind of going in with, well, I don't know, they're definitely going to get the effects, but chances are they'll be back in a few months to have another session.
Right. Where the pattern persists.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you about people owning the disease. They own it like a coat. It's something they put on. They get comfortable in it. They know the things that can bring them, that maybe not having it wouldn't necessarily bring them the communication with people that are willing to come and help, with compassionate people that are saying, oh, we feel for you, we hope that you get better. But in owning those types of conditions, you really limit the amount of light that can come back in, or that your journey can progress, because the heart needs to have that light come in. And for your heart's questions and answers and journey to be made clear, you have to have enough light so that it becomes clear to you to what your path is.
Yes.
So in a lot of ways, these blocks that we have, these uncomfortable tightnesses or soreness, places where it feels like it's not even connected anymore, within the vessel that you're running around in, you can be blocking your own journey.
Oh, absolutely.
Blocking your own joy, blocking your own journey, blocking the ability to manifest and to bring in those moments of joy. And so having the realization that, well, it doesn't have to be this way. Maybe I can take this coat off. Maybe I can take that off and give it away. I'm done with that. I'm totally done with that. I love that moment of pivot where, you know what, this is heavy. I don't like it. It's old. It's outdated. It scratches. It's not feeling comfortable. I'm taking it off, throwing it away.
Burn
Okay. I love that moment. Because it is so empowering. It's so powerful that you put your heart and your joy ahead of the pain you're carrying around with it. And I need to just say one thing here. There are journeys that souls sign up for that have conditions that are meant to bring them in contact with other people in a medical situation. They are meant to meet them. They are meant to talk to them. They are meant to experience this in a life-altering type experience. So I'm not trying to say that, hey, everybody can do this. What I'm trying to say is that if you have that nudge at your heart, if you have that dream that you are doing things that you are not doing when you are awake, there is total potential for you to do them while you are awake. That your body may be sending you messages saying, hey, we can get healed. Can we let go of this now? Hey, I work a whole lot better if I'm not all tight and tickly and scratchy. But the inner work and the trust and connecting to source are those three foundational pieces that exist in every conversation I've ever had with people about having transformable healing, having an experience that changes their lives, that makes their lives lighter and more joyous and exciting, because there is that understanding that it's all a gift.
Mm-hmm.
All of it's a gift. Even the injury is the gift. Getting through to the other side and going, hey, I made it through. Let's high five. Let's go celebrate. Let's tell everybody that we know, hi from the mountains, hey, I got through this. You can get through this too. And that's why the show is called You've Got This, because you really do. You really do have it within you to make changes.
Everybody does. Everybody can
Everybody
heal
does.
themselves.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Everybody does. You're awfully quiet, Jay. Did I talk all too much?
No, it was a perfect segue. It was a perfect segue, because I can honestly say that I have been and lived for many years in that owning and that victim, because it was like the doctors would say, this is how you're going to be. And the physical therapist would say, this is how you're going to be. And so after a while, it was like, I guess that's me. And then it was like, the more that happened, then people would kind of give you that, oh, till, if I had my back brace on, and it was like, yeah. And it went from like that to a little bit of embarrassment to things are really starting to get worse. And then after a while, it went to the phase of getting angry, and I'm tired of this, and I'm tired of, dealing with it. And then it switched, and I got rid of that kind of that stigma and that label, and changed everything. And now I get upset when something does go wrong. So I'm like, oh, no, we're not doing this. No, I'm not. That's not me. We're not going to go there again.
Yeah.
And that's usually the opposite of, as you get older, you're thinking, I'm going to have all these problems. No, I'm going to get my problems down to very minimal. So,
There you go.
And what to pack for vacation. Those are the kinds of problems we want to have when we
yeah,
get older. But
yeah.
I will share with you. I knew a young woman who could see angels as a child, and she loved it until she was told that's not real.
Mm-hmm.
She grew up with migraines because she was closing off her third eye, and she was given medicine for the migraines, and then she was given medicine to cure the medicine that she was taking to cure the migraines, and then she was given more medicine to take off the relief of the other medicine. To When there's a gift, when you are not practicing your gift, when you are not spiritually in line with the acceptance of, yes, angels are real. Yes, isn't that beautiful that you can see them? Yes, open that up. They're not here to hurt you. They're here to love you. They're here to show you and for you to show others that they're loved. How can that be, oh no, that's not real kind of statement to a child who is seeing them? And I feel for this young woman because, as far as I know, she has had very few days of no pain right there. And it doesn't, at some point, she may get to a place where she seeks out something or someone that will say, can you tell me what you really see? Because that's your third eye. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not saying that's for everyone. I'm just saying that was my understanding of her experience. And at 30 years old, has had very few days where she was pain free. And my own diagnosis as the spiritual person that I am says, go ahead and let the angels in. Go ahead and see them. Talk about
Absolutely.
it, share that. What a beautiful gift, right? What a beautiful gift. So everybody has their different kind of journey with all of this, and I'm not saying that one hat fits everybody or one circumstance is for everyone. I do know that all of the experiences that I've ever been a part of or listened to or heard of where there is a spiritual healing and energy healing, either given or received, is real.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. how we interact with this energy between ourselves and our bodies is so important for whether or not it's functioning and thriving. There's a difference between just getting by until that next pill or whatever it is, or really thriving in your life. And it takes work, it takes trust, it takes a lot of elements coming together, but the acceptance of it is the most powerful. I will say that when I've given healings, I've been healed. So I just wonder if that's part of how you feel that as well, that the energy exchange is healing on both sides, because source is healing on both sides. It's going through and hands are tingling and buzzing and might get hot.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where the water comes in.
Yeah. No, I definitely do think it goes both ways. That, when I'm giving healing, I'm receiving it too. It's filling my cup up. But there are, like when I worked with Allie, I definitely remember being like energized after I was done working with Allie. But there are clients where sometimes I'm just like, oof, that was a lot.
Yeah.
But, that's just part of it. But and I can totally relate to your friend, because I was the same way growing up. I could hear spirit talking, and I would ask my family if they could hear, and they would say no. And I knew I was different, and it really made me feel uncomfortable. And that's when I shut it down.
And see, this is where our generation can change that conversation. We can change that conversation. And I had a girlfriend say that she was taking a toddler to a relative's house. The woman that had owned the house had passed away 5 years earlier. Her name was Eileen. And that when they got to the house, the little boy ran around going, "Where's Eileen? I know she's in here somewhere. Where is she?"
Yes.
He was only 5. She had long been gone. Okay. But he was running around, and then no one had said her name.
Well, that's what happened with me with my son after I came down from learning who my spirit guide was. And I was told the name, but it wasn't a name that was used in my house. And I came down the stairs and my son asked me, "Where is Darla?" And that was her name. Yeah.
See, they're so immediate, they're so exciting.
Yeah.
They're almost in a place when something like that is in our day that we actually don't really know quite what to do with that.
No, I know. I'm like, "What did you say, buddy?" And then he said it again. And I said, "Well, she's still with me, because that's the way I was." Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You know what? There is just so much to be excited about being human and being on the planet. And I am so grateful for you guys for sharing this with us, for having the conversation and the discussion. We do have a few minutes if people would like a card. Pull a card or put it in all caps that you'd like a card, and we'll try and just do one card a piece, because there are 4 of us. If you're okay with that, are you okay with that, Kelly?
Yeah. Everybody's there have been several people asking how to get a hold of you, Kelly. So I said you have your channel and you're on Instagram, but I don't believe you have listed your email there. So what is the best way that do you want them to get a hold of you?
That is a really good question. Because my email, I'm really, Katie, as you know, I'm really bad at checking my if I see it come through on my phone, I'm good. But if I don't, I'm horrible. Why don't I just give out my telephone number? How everybody can have my telephone number.
Okay, and I'll put it on the website if you want.
But you prefer to get a text, and then you can return the call.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on Instagram, you can message me. And Instagram, it's Calihealer too. And I do check those.
That's how I got a hold of you. Was on Instagram. Yeah.
And so I do check those. But you can text me at 651-470-4544.
Okay. I think we have 3 cards here.
Okay.
There was a question the other day that Warrior Girl had in the chat, and the show was finishing. There was something I wanted to tell Warrior Girl, and I'm going to try and remember it before the end of the show, but we'll do some cards. Maybe they'll come through. Maybe they'll come through in the cards. So, okay. So let me go up to who we have starred.
And Sherry and Mary just put up a question as well.
Oh, okay. I will tag those.
Okay.
Was it new job? Was that the question? For Warrior Girl?
I think it was something else. It may have just been a comment. Okay, so right now for cards, I have Warrior Girl, Christine Fire, Sal Rods.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of paper clips in my comment thing here. So we're going to encourage you all to subscribe to our channels and
yes, absolutely. Everybody that is on my channel right now, if you would please at some point go over to Dream Detective Kate and her channel, and also Jay Marcus's channel, which is Jay Majestic
Oracle, yes.
Okay, and you have the information down there, right, Kate?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Callie is Calihealer. Yes. There you go.
Okay. So let's go to the start and start doing some cards. And I'm really bad at this. So
okay.
Technically challenged. We're gonna have Jay do this in the next one. So then Jay can, we love this
conversation. That should be interesting.
We love this conversation, and please reach out to us if you have questions about anything. Okay, either through my website, or my email is thedreamdetectives plural @gmail.com. Jay has an email and her own YouTube channel where you can post a question on the community board as well. Mm-hmm. Have this conversation become an easy one is my hope for everyone. Because there is so much love and so much magic for all of us that we hate to hear anyone suffer or regret their time on Earth while we can share goodness. Okay, so I'm using a new deck, so forgive me if I don't do it right, but we'll try. So
there's
Jade,
no rules, honey. There's no rules.
There's no rules. Wow. So go, Jade. What card do you have for Warrior Girl? 113.
Okay. So I have leap. You go first. The universe will catch you.
Nice.
So it's about it's kind of like that chance and taking that leap, like the Fool card. But yeah, it's beautiful because you've got that huge full moon behind you.
That's
so wonderful. Go for it.
Mm-hmm. What do you have, Kelly?
I have a release and surrender. And they say we shower you with blessings of our radiant love. Open your arms and release all the challenges that are held tightly and gripped within your hands. Open your hands and arms and heart to the love and assistance. So release and surrender.
Nice.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful.
What about you, Allie?
I'm using the Healing Waters deck, which makes sense for this show. So I get the sirens. So use your voice, expansion and freedom, Warrior Girl. The sirens are the women that would sing at the sea to all the sailors. They would try to get the sailors to come in. And so, so make sure. Yeah, there you go, girl.
They called me that back in the day.
All right. You're a lucky girl.
Back in the day, those days are long gone. Okay. Mine is, these are notes from the universe. Okay. And this one says guidance, attention, help, maybe. Love, always.
Oh.
Criticism, never. The question was what to give others, if anything at all. Isn't it fun just being the universe as we give you love? There's a deeper reason for each of your questions. Seek it. Don't be afraid to ask.
Uh-huh.
Go confidently.
It's a good one.
Go confidently into the night. Okay. So thank you for your question. Next, we have Christine Fire. Hi, Christine. I don't think we've met you before. Hi,
She wants a
Christine.
car,
Hi.
though. What kind of car do you want,
I
Christine?
know we have a couple.
Speaker.
Yeah, what color, what make, what model?
Yeah.
Just picking on you. Love you,
Yep.
girl. Yeah.
So whenever you guys are ready.
Okay.
I got hydrate. I don't know if you're not drinking enough, Christine, but I'm getting hydrate. And I know it's been hot in different areas of the world, but yeah, hydrate. Keep and make sure you're getting enough electrolytes too.
That's why I use not smart water, but life water. Has all the electrolytes already built in, and I love it. Tastes delicious.
Yep.
All right. I have cleansing. I have, then there's another reason for the water, releasing the old energetic tune-up and new beginnings. So make sure that you cleanse with some of that water, or allow yourself to, if you can't get to a place where you can have like a waterfall, get in the shower, girl, and let those ions work on you to cleanse you. There you go. Hi, Morella.
Well, I got get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitive, connect with nature. So that helps with getting in the water and doing all that. You can get grounded, and if it's, I highly recommend, do not put your bare feet on the actual ground in the heat because you will get burned. So I've just
On
decided
the
to do it in
grass.
the bathtub with, or on the grass if I do dare to venture out. But yeah, just get grounded and drink water and just keep that recycle, because I feel like we're all being leveled up with all these energies, and it's been extremely tiring. And grounding does help you focus a lot more, because
Yeah.
Nice. So, Christine, the universe says, ask with love, and their answer will surprise you. Yet, whatever their answer, be happy, and this will surprise them. Hi, it's love, and I love you. So the card is, you will be surprised.
How nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We got everybody for Christine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Next up, we have Sald Raz.
Her real name's Sally.
Oh,
That would help. Yeah. Working on
hey
healing.
there,
There you
Sally.
go. Yeah. All right. Ooh. I like this one. So I pulled the pink dolphin. Look at that. Ooh-wee.
Nice.
Celebration, fun, and unbridled joy with an open heart. Look at that.
How
That's
pretty.
awesome. So there it is for you, Sally. Yep.
I get family. So I don't know, Sally, if part of your healing journey has to do with your immediate family or your ancestral family, but I do get family, or maybe it could also be just to pull your family in closer. That there's definitely a lot of love there.
Awesome. Did you already go, Jay?
Well, I got the sacral chakra card, and this chakra is associated with the orange, the second chakra. So when this chakra is balanced, we will be able to express our desires and are energized by creative ability. When the chakra is unbalanced, we lack confidence. So I don't know, as you're talking about working on healing, if maybe you feel like that second chakra, the orange one, is a little off or unbalanced. But yeah, the creativity and lack of confidence will be a sign. So just pay attention to that.
Yes. So, Sally, I got when in doubt. Sorry, all of a sudden I can't see. I don't know why. When in doubt, give and let them have it. Surrender make peace. When there's no doubt, give. Let them have it. Surrender, make peace. Did I make life too easy for you today? The universe. P.S. There's no doubt who's number one in my book, and what you give will come back.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
These notes from the universe crack me up.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, Sherry.
Is it Sherry or Cherie?
I'm not sure.
My
Oui,
Cherie.
oui.
My
Yes.
Cherie.
She is a member of my channel, and she's all right.
Nice.
Let's see what I got for you, girl. Ooh. So I pulled the rainbow for you. New beginnings and a new way forward. Look at that.
Aww.
Just gorgeous. Yeah.
Follow the light.
I know.
Oh, that's nice.
New beginnings are always good. Wow. Oh, like the wine. Okay, Sherry. Sherry like the wine. Okay.
You want to go ahead and go, Jay?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
So I got deeper punishment, retreat, rest, and be held.
Oh, beautiful.
Wow.
That's
What a
beautiful.
lovely looking card.
I want to go there.
Yeah, me too. That's our next
I
dream
know
place.
a lot of these
Yes,
places I
that's
want to go to.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was already at the hut.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, already there. I thought Diana was there with me, but she wasn't. I asked her if we were smoking something. She said no. She wasn't there.
I'm going to go tonight if possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Who was there? What do you got, Kelly?
Yeah.
I have positive changes. Positive life changes are ahead if you choose to trust the process.
Nice.
Awesome.
And then I also got drink tea. So, yep, positive life changes. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Trust. You got to trust it.
So I got, it sure is hard to get really angry at someone when you can think of all the reasons why you love them. And you can love them. Love the universe. So you have options. You have options. Just realize.
Oh, Leah.
Nice.
I love that.
There are options. Okie doke. Starhawk. Love that name.
I know it.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's so many new people that I don't think I've seen before, even in chat. So
Well,
hello,
good.
welcome.
Yes,
Welcome.
hi.
Come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're not pulling a card on this, are we? Are we just giving us some suggestions or should we pull a card? I mean, I don't know. What are you
We
doing?
can pull a card that represents the Light Gate portal.
Okay. Done. Oh, boy. You got the Atlantis card, Starhawk. Keep the big vision. Stay in alignment as you go. Look at that. Beautiful. It's a gateway. Look at the gate. Look at the gate. Yeah.
That's
Perfect.
awesome.
This is
Perfect.
amazing.
It is.
Well, I have. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking and keep facing your true north. So your true north is your destiny. And I think, especially with it being the North Node is in Aries now, which is a fire sign, and the energy of Leo with Leo season, you might want to just sit and think about what you're already doing and build on that and manifest, that positive energy, especially during the times, depending on where you live, the best time to do it. And just kind of feel through it. That's what I've done over the years. Some days when it happens or a little bit before, I'm wondering what's going on or what I should be doing, as though if I don't do something, nothing will happen. But I've noticed I just let spirit kind of guide me, and that helps a lot. And then when I look back at it, I'm like, that's the best thing I could have done, is just listen to what, I feel I should do. So that's for me.
Mhm. For all of us. It's good
Yeah.
advice for all of us.
Yeah.
Did you already do a card, Kelly?
No, I didn't. But Lionsgate, I think it's great to do intentions, goals, even to do like your gratitude list. Put together, just even the smallest things that we're grateful for. But the card I got is a creative project. So this too with Lionsgate is, it's opening up our creativity to whatever you may be drawn to. Whether it's writing, singing, dancing. But it says, your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. We're guiding you to infuse the artistry and creativity into your life. Creativity expression makes you feel alive and excited, and it reignites your passion towards your life,
Wow.
which is, I think, perfect for Lionsgate because
It is.
that portal of energy opening up.
Yeah. Wonderful potential possibilities, right?
Yeah.
All that magic.
Huge.
All that magic. Now that we know. Yeah. So do you know why it's so easy for us in the unseen to quickly pinpoint your whereabouts? You leave behind footprints of love. The universe. P.S. The legend of Bigfoot continues.
Yay!
I know. So
Oh,
the card for Lionsgate is, what would you love to do?
oh, do it.
Yeah.
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 Make it
Yeah.
real.
Go
Do
for
it.
Bigfoot.
Go for it.
Don't delay. Just do
Yeah.
it.
Go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's go for it. So a card for Martha. Hi, Martha.
Hello.
Glad you're here.
Speaking of which, I just said it, Martha. It says to write down your gratitudes.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Wow.
Start your gratitude list. And and I try to do this like in the morning. A lot of times, even before my feet hit the ground, I just I'll say thank you for this day, thank you. Like this morning, I said thank you to getting together. I mean, with you guys, I mean, it was such an honor. I'm so grateful. It is, and then in the evenings, I try to give the universe just a couple things depending on how tired I am. Sometimes I go even further, but just say what you're grateful for. And so you don't need to necessarily, like it says here, write it down, but even if you express it out loud. But I do think that there is something to be said about writing them down too.
Yes.
But even just starting your day.
It moves it from here to the physical, which
Yes.
creates it. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
I think a community post of what are you grateful for? And just let everybody continuously add what they're grateful for in the day and share
There
that
you
with
go.
each other
Yeah.
as well as posting it, putting it out there.
Good idea.
Giving it the electric energy from the internet.
That's cool. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. Well, I got the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits and Soul Tribe. So
Ooh.
that is part of
Ooh.
you being here and being connected to all of us.
Yep.
And the gratitude that we all have this soul tribe to be able to lean on and into with our gifts.
And I love this next one because it reminds me of us here today, the well maidens. Kindness, respect,
like that.
reverence, and compassion. Yeah,
Oh.
kindness, respect. And
Yeah.
all of us are the well maidens. All of us. And Craig, you're a well maiden too, even though you aren't a woman. But we are all there, and we are all trying to stay well as well.
That's awesome. It's awesome.
Well, thank you, Allie.
So the card that I pulled for Martha says, don't be fooled by the players and don't be fooled by yourself. There's no one more lovable nor loved than you. And I know everyone, the universe. You are adored. That's the card.
Oh, I love that.
Nice.
You are adored.
Yeah, you are adored.
You are so very loved.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And hypnicity. Hi, hypnicity. Okay. For the new moon.
Hi.
For the new moon.
And when is the new moon? Is
13?
13?
There just
13?
was one.
Oh.
Something like that.
We just had
Let's
the
see.
full moon, so it'll be in like a week or two.
Okay. Yeah.
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Oh.
ways away.
I got look to the stars.
Oh,
Ooh.
Look to the
nice.
stars.
Yeah, perfect. All right. So, and I have, of course, as you know, you set your intentions at the new moon that will manifest themselves at the full moon. And so we got the water carrier, and it says, "What really matters, reflect and reprioritize." So it's time to take a look at what things you want to prioritize in your life, what you'd like to see made manifest. But the whole world is in your hands. Look at that. The hands are holding the water.
Mm, that's so
Beautiful.
pretty.
Well, I got priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead?
Nice. What a pretty
I know
card.
I love those angel wings. I know they're
That's a
beautiful.
pretty card.
So pretty.
So, hypnicity I got for you. Think of someone very, very special to you. Now feel yourself bursting with love for them. Now mentally shower, drench, and soak them in that love. Now mentally shower, drench, and soak yourself in my love.
Oh, wow.
See how it feels like you are loved. Love the universe. So you might not know now, but you will know. Whoops, there it is.
Oh,
But you
wow.
will know.
Yeah,
I
and
love that.
As,
we
Shower
got rains
yourself
this
in love.
morning in Seattle.
yeah.
Shower
Excellent.
yourself in love. Okay, so now I need to go back. I don't think I missed anybody, but there might be something that I missed. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I missed anybody.
11:11.
11:11. Time to say
Yeah,
see you.
make a wish.
Yeah. Should we do this again next week, Jay?
You should.
Yeah, we can do it again. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you all for being here. We love you. Remember, the universe loves you. Till next time,
Yeah.
be well.
Bye bye, everybody.